Hello and thanks for tuning into the show that goes around the continent to bring you stories near and far. I'm Chamberlain Osawa, Channels Television here in Lagos. I'm joined by Vincent McCory from Voice of America in Washington.
Well, thanks. I'm Vincent McCory at the Voice of America. Happy to be with you again for another edition of Africa 54. Now, our broadcast still looks a little different because of the global pandemic, but we truly appreciate you staying with us on Africa 54. Let's start off with the latest from Nigeria. Chamberlain Oso in Lagos brings you that story.
Dietary supplements are receiving a boost and fast becoming a must-have for many Nigerians as they seek to protect their well-being or overall health. But some healthcare professionals say it should not be for everyone. They insist caution must be taken in its usage.
Over the past 2 decades, there's been a massive increase in the sale and use of food supplements in Nigeria. They are displayed in pharmacies and sometimes hawked by vendors. The clientele for it has been on the rise as it is enjoying the patronage of many Nigerians.
There are preparations intended to supply a nutrient missing in a diet. So if you have a balanced diet, you won't really need so to say, food supplements. And the danger, or what they put there, is that some of these things might interact with some of that's the medical condition you are passing through.
Even though food supplements help to bridge the gap in the nutritional deficiency in foods consumed, the dietitians are of the opinion that it is only meant for certain categories of people.
There are only 4 sets of people that should take nutritional supplements. These people are 1, pregnant women or intending mothers. This is because their nutrient needs are increased while they are pregnant or while they are expecting to be pregnant. Another set of people that should be on nutritional supplements are the elderly. This is because most of them, sometimes they have loss of appetite, so they cannot get all their nutrients from the food. Then the third set of people are vegetarians, because because they don't take animal products, there are some nutrients that are essential to our body, but it's only found in animal sources. The fourth set of people are those that are chronically ill. They are hospitalized, and most times they are on NG tube feeding, like they don't eat from normal sources of food.
The dealers of food supplements and vendors alike are quite serious with the business of making food supplements a staple in Nigeria, and it seems to be making their day.
It has helped them to get financial freedom. It has made them to be what they want to be, what they couldn't achieve. Even after spending 35 years in the civil service, spending more years in working for people. But now that they've joined these supplements, networking supplements, oh my God, the company has really given them their heart desire. So I would say it has helped the economy.
While noting that in quite a number of cases, these supplements are not prescribed by the doctors. Experts warn that some food supplements have been linked to serious health conditions such as liver damage, kidney failure, and cancer.
Joining us now to discuss this is the Deputy Director of Pharmacy, Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba. She is Mrs. Veronica Okugbene. Thank you for coming on Africa 54 today.
Thank you for having me, somebody.
Well, if people, have balanced diet, do they need supplements?
If the balanced diet is truly balanced and adequate, then you will not need supplements. But for you to be sure that the diet is balanced and adequate, you must have it in the right quantity and right amount. So that's where the issue is coming up. Some people might think, oh, it is balanced, but it's really not balanced. But if you are truly sure it's balanced, the right proportion of all the nutrients, and it's adequate, then you don't need a supplement.
That's going to take some work. But in what circumstances can supplements impact negatively on one?
Okay, for example, if you have medical conditions, some supplements can affect it negatively. For example, someone that has sickle cell anemia and you are giving a supplement that has iron in it, it's not good for that person. So you really need to be careful about the supplements you are giving. Another thing again, for someone that is pregnant, you are giving a supplement that has a lot of vitamin A. That's not good because it can affect the baby. So you have to balance it. Look at what you are taking, the quantity you are taking in, and then is it right for your age? Is it right for your gender? Is it right for your condition before you take the supplements?
So what do you advise people to do? Because, I mean, yes, there are OTCs, but sometimes you find several people have access to these and they take it for granted, and then they can get any supplements. So what is the best procedure for this?
Best procedure, if you have any medical condition and you want to start a supplement, talk to your healthcare professional. Because not just affecting your condition, it can also affect the drug you are taking. A good example is garlic that might be in some supplements. And some people that have maybe hypertension and they are given a blood thinner. By the time they are taking that garlic together with the blood thinner, it's two ways. So you need to always get a professional opinion. Is this good for me? Is this not good for me? Should I take it? Should I not take it? So always get information from a professional medical personnel before you go ahead to take supplements.
So this clearly suggests that supplements are not for everyone.
Not for everyone. Not for everyone. You might not need it. But for a child that is malnourished, yes, you have to give supplements, maybe the one that has a lot of protein in it because that child is malnourished. You see an adult that does not have enough calcium, you might need to give a supplement. So if there's no condition where you need the supplements, then advice is generally don't go for it. Because too much of everything, like we know, it's bad.
So what would you consider as the do's and don'ts for patients who are hypertensive, both in terms of taking supplements or resorting to natural herbs? Can there be overdose of natural herbs, for instance?
Yes, there can be overdose of natural herbs. Because for the fact that they are natural does not mean they don't have side effects. So for hypertensive patients, people that have hypertension, before you start any supplement at all, talk to your healthcare professional. Because some of these herbs actually either affect the blood pressure by bringing it down or bringing it up. For example, ginseng is a common herb that you see in supplements. Ginseng affects blood pressure. It can either increase it or decrease it. And so for you that have that problem already and you are not telling the medical doctor about it or you're not talking to your pharmacist about it, it can affect the health negatively. I also talked about garlic also. Because of the hypertensive states, they are giving what they call blood thinners, like low-dose aspirin. What that does is it makes your blood not to clot so that the patient does not easily come down with any cardiac problem. If you are taking that also, and then you're not adding garlic to it, which also thins the blood, you are giving yourself problem. So that patient might need to go for a surgery or maybe a dental procedure, and he's not talking to his doctor that, I'm on garlic and I'm also on aspirin. He might bleed excessively during the surgery. So you need to tell your medical personnel, I am on this supplement. There's supplements that you know that can, like I said, supplements can be toxic in the system, especially for the ones that are not easily cleared by the system. So too much of it also, like too much of calcium, might not be good for a hypertensive patient because too much calcium can either stay in the heart or stay in the kidney, which is not good for hypertensive patients. So you need at all times to tell your health professional the supplements you are taking. And then when you want to buy any supplements, please look at the label. The labels, most times, they will tell you if you're hypertensive, don't take it or consult your health professional. So I think you really need to look at that.
So whether they are for sports supplements or not, you have to consult
your professional. Yeah, especially if you have a medical condition. It's very, very important.
All right, then, Mrs. Veronica Okuweni, thank you for your time on Africa 54.
Thank you very much for having me.
To be stung by a bee? Oh, I thought so. Well, it turns out that in Libya, patients are turning to these insects for their stings, guess what, to relieve them of any pain. The medical clinic in Misrata is at the center of it all. Practitioners of this live bee acupuncture therapy claim that the anti-inflammatory compound contained in the bee can support treatment of various diseases as well as relieve pain.
Carefully plucking honeybees out of a busy hive, a worker in a full protective suit places them in a plastic bag to be handed over to Mohammed Al-Zawawi, an apitherapy practitioner in Libya's Misrata. A father of a child ill with leukemia, Ismail Isi, said he observed an improvement in his child's condition after starting bee venom acupuncture.
ابني طبعا يعاني من ورم My son has a tumor. It was leukemia, but afterwards it spread to his bones. We came to visit this doctor who uses bees, and thank God, there has been some improvement. His right eye had become swollen, but has since shown improvement. Thank God. We hope that he gets well soon with the help of this doctor.
In a typical session, Zawawi uses an average of 6 bees to sting different parts of his patients' bodies, depending on their ailment. Zawawi says that after an initial low turnout for his branch of alternative medicine, word of mouth helped his business grow, with an increasing number of patients seeking his help today.
Bee sting treatment was not known in Libya. Only a few people knew about it. When we started, we had a small number of patients. But when recoveries were recorded, people started to ask about this treatment. What is this bee sting treatment? And the more results were recorded, the more people came.
Originally a professor in Arabic language, Zawawi took an apitherapist training in Morocco before opening his center in Misrata. Generally considered as part of traditional medicine, apitherapy broadly refers to the use of beehive products such as honey, pollen, royal jelly and venom, and has been used for centuries in different parts of the world.
Bee sting treatment helps in reducing pain, which disappears after the second or third week. Bee sting treatment is known all over the world in apitherapy centers that were founded in various countries such as Morocco.
The practitioners of live bee acupuncture claim that the anti-inflammatory compound contained in the venom is beneficial to treat certain conditions, but the practice remains controversial within the medical field, with some saying that the health risks and side effects of administering venom to patients outweigh its purported benefits.
It's time now for a short break, and as we do, we'd like to remind you to visit our website, channelstv.com, for news and programming around the clock. You can also find us at youtube.com/channelsweb. Still to come, Faith Awego has got environmental awareness in the bag, quite literally. This Ugandan entrepreneur is turning plastic waste into beautiful handbags to inspire recyclers and fashionistas alike.
Welcome back to Africa 54. I'm Vincent McCory in Washington. Saudi Arabia is requiring all pilgrims for the scaled-back annual Hajj in July to be vaccinated against COVID-19. In Tanzania, where vaccinations have still not begun, Muslims hoping to go to Mecca are urging authorities to start vaccinating. Charles Kombe reports from Dar es Salaam.
Omar Abubakari, like many other Muslims in Tanzania, wants to make the pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca. It's an integral part of the Muslim faith, but for now, only those immunized against COVID-19 can take part in this year's Hajj. Abubakari is worried because vaccinations in Tanzania have yet to be approved.
The time remaining is limited, but still, we haven't given up. We expect our top leaders to check on the issue of vaccination carefully, so as we can accomplish this holy worship. We failed to go last year because of this disaster, and if it continues till next year, that means our worship has ended. To us, this is the main pillar of our religion.
Until earlier this year, Tanzanian authorities had rejected COVID-19 vaccines. Then President John Magufuli instead promoted false remedies for the disease. Soon after Magufuli's death in March, his successor, Samia Hassan, formed a COVID-19 task force to advise her government on handling the infections. In their report 2 weeks ago, the committee declared the vaccines to be effective and recommended that travelers going abroad be among those to get their shots first.
The committee advises the government using its institutions continues and moves to allow free vaccines, using vaccine brands listed by the World Health Organization because the shots are effective and safe since they are scientifically proved.
Last week, President Hassan said the government is checking to see if COVID-19 vaccines that are available in other countries can be ordered for Tanzanians. But with no vaccination campaign in sight, Muslim leaders see the chances of Tanzanians attending this year's pilgrimage to be low at best.
I cannot say that we can't accomplish Hajj worship, but the percentages seem to be very low to accomplish the worship this year. The remaining percentages only Allah will decide, because even if we get vaccinated, as our leaders are struggling to accomplish, still, time is a challenge.
Meanwhile, COVID-19 has not stopped Tanzanians like Abu Bakari from continuing to worship in mosques. But for now, his plan to join his fellow Muslims in Mecca for Hajj prayers remains up in the air. Charles Kombe for VOA News in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania.
What many may see as trash in Uganda is viewed as a solution-based business opportunity by one entrepreneur, Faith Aweko, who is turning plastic waste into beautiful handbags. She believes her bags will help spark conversations on environmental awareness, recycling, and waste management in the country.
Uganda's National Environment Management Authority estimates that Kampala churns out a staggering 1,000 tons of garbage per day. Most of it ends up littering the city and causing damage to waterways. But one person's trash is Faith Aweko's treasure, turning plastic waste into handbags.
I like to call myself a wastepreneur because I deal in waste. And this is something that most people don't want to associate with waste, plastics, dump sites, garbage. And yet this is something that is providing employment to women who are collecting the waste, to women who are sorting, to women who are washing, and also women who are processing and making the beautiful bags that form Africa.
Aweko currently employs 8 women she hired and trained from the surrounding community. Christine is one of them.
I'm very happy with this job because it has transformed my life very much. It has created a living for me and my child. I am now also able to assist my spouse when he is struggling. This job has really helped me. The other thing I like is that we empty communities of these polythene bags, which saves the environment.
The bags sell for between $16 and $25, and she has deals with several local shops and markets, as well as taking to social media to land more clients abroad. Aweko not only hopes to make a mark with her brand, but that her bags will also help spark conversations about environmental awareness, recycling, and waste management.
57-year-old Kenyan Joyce Kago's 3-year marriage ended when she couldn't have children, leaving her alone and struggling to make ends meet. Joyce is one of the many women who are childless in society. Having children is key for acceptance. Ruth Elmendorp reports from Kenya in Thika Town.
Joyce Kago cooks as if it was for a family, but it's for a rehabilitation center in Thika, Kenya, northeast of Nairobi. Kago was married 3 times, but the marriage just fell apart because she was unable to have children. Her last marriage ended 4 years ago when her husband became abusive.
And then the husband started to drink. When he came, he beat me. He tell me, what are you doing here? There is nothing I'm benefiting from you.
As elsewhere in the world, the societal shame of being childless in Kenya is directed most heavily toward women, but not wholly.
In our society, usually parents are sort of identified with the children that they have born. You are called Mama so and so. So Mama and then the name of the child that you have born. Or you are Baba so and so. Baba meaning father and the child that you have born. So if you don't have a child, then you are ostracized.
Adding to the shame, Kenya's Obstetrical and Gynecological Society says one of the biggest causes of infertility among 5 million adults is sexually transmitted infections. To help childless women like herself to cope and learn skills to make a living, Edita Hadassah in 2017 started the Waiting Wombs Trust.
So the first thing we strive to do is to just create a space where you're free to vent, talk about it, we listen without judging. We allow you to cry if you want to. We say it's a place where we offer free hugs.
For women like Cargo, Waiting Wombs Trust is truly like the family they never had. Ruth Almodor for VOA News, Thika, Kenya.
And that's our show for today. You can find all the continent's top news and world news online at voaafrica.com. Check it out. I'm Vincent McCory in Washington. Channels Television has our last word from Lagos.
We look forward to bringing you another show next week. ChannelsTV.com is your source for news and other programming. I'm Chamberlain, so thank you for watching. Goodbye.